Well, I got my plants in, my new Prime Ark Traveler and Prime Ark Freedoms, Blackberries, and this is the box that come in. It's from Nourse Farms. Best price I found. Maybe you can find a better price. I bought from Stark Brothers before. I bought from Simmons Plant Farm originally 4 or 5 years ago, and I believe I bought from Burpee also. But the Nourse seems to have the best price, and I really like the way the plants look, and I'll show you that. Here are the plants. The ones I got from Simmons, if I remember right, were all bare root. I'm sure they were all bare root. The ones I got from Stark Brothers were in a much bigger pot than this, but Stark was pretty pricey. I think it was like $5 a plant. These are about, I want to say $350 a plant. I forget now. But these are the Travelers, Prime Ark Travelers, and I like them, man. I think they call it a plug, but it's pretty cool, pretty neat. They look extremely healthy. Came in about 3 days, 2 days. They shipped in about, I think I got the notes about 2 days ago, and got them yesterday, and they look great. We'll put them in the ground. First, I'm going to dip them in the aggregate mix. Now I'm going to dip the little blackberry plug, I guess that's what you call them, in the solution. How long am I putting them in there? About as long as I would leave an Oreo, about twice as long as I did leave an Oreo cookie in milk. You'll see some bubbles typically, and then you'll be done. So beginning at where I want my row to start, which is at the drip irrigation, where I just put that in. I've got a string line all the way down. It's a 100-foot row, and this is where I ripped with the tractor. It's right in here. And I will mix the soil, the existing soil, which in my case is terrible red clay with rock salt in it, iron ore clay, and it's just not good soil, but I have had excellent results. So I believe you can plant these just about anywhere. Now again, I'm planting these in a very straight row because I'm using a string, but your row is going to spread out. These are about 3 or 4 year old blackberries, and I would say that row is about 2 feet wide. So you need to plan on your rows spreading out about 2 feet, and then you'll keep them. They'll spread out further than that, but you'll have to keep them mowed and whatever. I've showed you that. But you've got about 2 feet here that you want your rows to be, and then you want at least 8 feet in between the rows, if not 10. So 8 is getting pretty close. 10 is much better. I've told other people 15 you'll love, if you've got the land to do it. If you don't, you do what you got to do. Make them a little tighter. But this is just to show you this. These will spread out. Now you're going to plant it right here, but over the years you're going to have one pop up here and here and here and here, and the rows are going to spread out to about 2 feet wide. So what I'm doing along this string line to keep them straight is digging a hole. You know, as you saw, I came through here with that ripper on my tractor. Now most of you don't have a ripper on your tractor, so I would suggest that you just dig a trench, and again, make sure you plan on your row being about 2 feet wide, but your trench just needs to be maybe 6 inches wide or so, or you can just dig individual holes. And so what I'm doing, after having ripped through here, I'm digging a hole, and I'm putting compost in it, backfilling with some of the original soil. I don't want to plant in just the compost. I want to have some of the natural soil in there, and then I'm just turning it over and mixing it, and then I'll plant in that. Then I'm going to top dress with some more compost, and then probably come back on top of that in another week or two, or once they grow up a little bit and get a little height, I'll come back with the layer of wood mulch. Okay, so we got the soil mixed with the compost. I've dipped it, and you want to plant to that depth right there along that edge. You don't want to go too shallow, you don't want to go too deep. All right, you don't want to go there, you don't want to go way down there. Just plant at the same depth it came in, that the little pot is, the little plug. Dig a little hole, put it in there, bring the dirt up to it, to that depth. And then I'm going to top dress. I've got a shovel of compost here. Now I'm going to top dress with the compost. I'm going to pull the leaves out of the way, hold the leaves out of the way as I top dress so the leaves don't get buried under the compost, okay? Now, I will come and water this as soon as I get through. I don't want to wait, but I do want to water it in. That seals all that soil and compost around the roots. There's no air gaps, so you definitely want to water this, and most anything you plant. Water it in as soon as you put it in. I'll put my drip irrigation on this, and it should take off. It should start growing. Again, this is the end of February. For some of y'all, it's not time probably. So we're planting back blackberries. This is the Prime Ark Traveler. Brand new, I believe it came out last year. So I'm giving it a shot. It's gonna be a thornless primocane. I like the primocanes. I've told you that many times before. If you haven't followed me, I've got an extensive playlist on blackberries, how to prune them, this is, I think, one of the first times I planted them, showed you how to plant, but how to prune them, how to irrigate them, gosh, a little bit of everything. I've shown you my crops. I've told you about starting a U-Pick business. I've got that in there. So there's a big playlist. So I'll put a link to the playlist below, and I would encourage you to go there and take a look. But this is the correct way to plant them. Use the solution. If you buy from Nourse, use the solution. If not, just use water. Dip them in there, let them soak. If you're just using water, dip it in there, let it soak for a little while. And you know, if you put it in like I did for a few seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, you can feel when you pull it out. You feel the plant has a lot more weight, so it'll absorb that water pretty well. But I do like the way they come shipped and everything. I'm liking the Nourse Farms. I believe I'm going to like the Traveler. We'll see. Everything from Texas, Arkansas. University of Arkansas, I believe is where they came from. Everything from there says they're just a big berry, sweet berry, very vigorous in their growth, and we'll see. We got them in the ground. We'll see how they do this year. Not going to produce anything this year, but we'll see how they do. Unless they produce a little bit of a fall crop. Never know. Anyway, that's how you plant blackberries. We're gone.